Hello, we're Team 2, and we are Jesus Antonio, Alejandro, Diana, Jose Guillermo, and myself, Luciano Coelho. And this is our project for the class of chemical experimentation and statistical analysis. And this is our alternative for fossil fuels presentation.
So, what are fossil fuels? These are derived from ancient organic matter coming from animals and plants and comprise oil and natural gas, coal also, and are formed over millions of years rooted on the ground. And despite being crucial energy sources, because they are nowadays, they are the primary sources of energy for electricity generation, transportation, and heating. But they are non-renewable. We have a limit amount of them here in Earth, and yeah, they emit greenhouse gases like CO2 when burned or utilized, thereby contributing to climate change. And well, other energy sources that we can seize from the atmospheric phenomena that we also call renewable energy sources are solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, and biomass energy. And yeah, these are real. We expect the future to have all these kinds of energy as the primary source of energy in the world, because they emit zero to not greenhouse gases, yeah, while being used, triggered, or generated.
Well, some other alternatives to all these sources of energy that Guillermo mentioned are galvanic and voltaic cells. A galvanic cell is an electrochemical device that enables a conversion of the energy derived from chemical processes into electrical energy. For the main components of a galvanic cell, a cathode, an anode, and a wire that connects both terminals. Some benefits of a galvanic or a voltaic cell include that they do not need external power source needed. They have a long shelf life and provide less fluctuation. Some of the downsides are that they cannot be recharged, they are very expensive, and they are sensitive to temperature changes. Another alternative are fuel cells. Fuel cells are electrochemical devices that convert chemical energy directly into electrical energy, typically through the oxidation of a fuel and reduction of an oxidant and two separate electrodes, accompanied by the flow of ions through electrolytes, utilizing a variety of fuel sources such as hydrogen, natural gas, methanol, and ethanol. Some pros are they are high efficiency, environmental impact, and they are very adaptable. Some downsides are the cost, fuel dependency, durability, and galvanic cells. Now Diana will be talking about solar cells.
Okay, photovoltaic cell or solar cell turns sunlight into electricity. The pros is that it is amiable with the environment, reduces costs long term, and the cons is strong initial investment, not feasible in all places, and large areas are necessary.
So as our laboratory work, we can have or separate our process in 4 steps. The first one is the objective, in which we find alternative sources of energy. First one, to reduce environmental pollution, because that's a problem that's affecting us in these days, or in actual days. We can consider that as a global problem. Also, to maximize energy efficiency, because there are several sources of energy right now, as we can see, or my classmates explained previously, and also to ensure durability under automotive conditions and maintain cost effectiveness, because industries must also need to worry about economical issues that also relate with environmental processes. The other step that conducts into laboratory work is the methods to build galvanic cells. Our first one is select high conductivity materials like zinc and copper, then choose high ionic conductivity solutions or ionic liquids in order to have a proper reaction in our galvanic cell. Then optimize electrosurface area exposure to the electrolyte by optimizing also our galvanic cells stack cells to meet power requirements, then ensure compatibility with vehicles' electrical systems, because if we have one galvanic cell, we need to make sure that that is going to be compatible with it. And also to finally implement safety and maintenance measures after having our galvanic cell end. We also need to check out if that is going to work and if it's going to be safety to the human beings. Also, we have our results that we obtained during the lab that we accomplished to create a galvanic cell, measuring its proper voltage created. And with that voltage, we managed to move a clock and then a little toy that was a little car.
Okay, so during our discussion as a team, like we realized that galvanic cells are very useful because we can change the non-renewable sources for galvanic cells, and we have seen it in various scientific researches, like for example in the low-cost environmentally friendly galvanic cells by Muhammad Ali Amaire, who proved like it is possible to create small-scale cells that have different multi-purpose uses, and yeah, they would be very helpful for our environment and for our pockets because it would reduce costs long term. And recommendations, like we found that our galvanic cell could be better if we have more accurate calculations and if we use different materials that are high conductant. Then in our conclusion, like we concluded that chemical reactions are can be used to produce electricity, as they can be very some benefits. Also, the UGs, how it can reduce the environmental impact on the world, and also that these processes can be more efficient than the others because they will not produce pollutants, and they will also be beneficial to the industries. Uh, Here on the bottom of the poster, you can see the references that we used and the link to our galvanic cell working. That it is two links, one video of the clock working and one video of the small motor working. Thank you.